How many Tetris games will I own before I'm satisfied? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a very special Magical Tetris Challenge stream. I'm just thinking about the fact that, like, the past couple of times I've been to retro game stores, I have picked up just whatever random-ass Tetris game they've had, and I guess they're not random. It's like, when I went to the store to pick this one up, I looked at it in the case and I was like, isn't that game, like, fucking ridiculous? Didn't I hear something about this one? So I picked it up, and sure enough, it is exactly the game I thought of, and I'm very excited to be playing it for you all. Prinny says, how many Tetris games? Yes. That's probably the right answer. But also, like, in the time between me picking up Magical Tetris Challenge and today, when I'm actually finally streaming it, because this has been in the works for like a month, we went out to another retro game store, and they had a different Tetris game that I picked up. That one's called Tetris Plus for PS1. Definitely less interesting to watch, so I don't think I'm gonna get the chance to stream it unless it's like some sort of like, if I get enough Tetris games, maybe I'll do a Tetris random-ass version compilation, because a lot of the old Tetris games were really interesting, because that was before they had the formula lockdown, and they could kind of just do whatever. Tetris Plus has this little guy walking around on the screen, and he plays the Tetris pieces down in order to get him further down the stack, so that he doesn't get crushed by something up on the ceiling. And, it's neat. The main draw is the Versus mode, which doesn't have AI whatsoever. Besides that, there's a puzzle mode, which is kind of fun. It's a little long. Probably not streaming material, but if I had a physical person over to play it with me, that might make for a fun time. How long until you get Sega Tetris with the monkey? I gotta pick up a Dreamcast version of that sometime, don't I? Man, I need to figure out, like, regional differences and shit for that one. The last couple of times we went to retro game stores were surprisingly good Dreamcast stock. I picked up Frogger 2 Swampy's Revenge for Dreamcast, which I didn't even know had a Dreamcast version. That's probably going to be our next game after Diddy Kong Racing. Insert Skysometric here. Yes, the Tetraminos in Tetris are every possible combination of 4 blocks that, also the flipped versions, like, every possible version of it, and then, flipped versions to cover all of the rotations. And so pentaminos are also the same thing, but 5 squares, and we'll be seeing a little of that tonight. Fernie says, I can ship myself in UPS, but I don't know how much shipping and handling would be. I don't know, I hear Fightcade is really good. Maybe we could spin that up sometime and just poke around at some of the games. There's a couple other Tetris games that are, worse than the one we're about to play. And by worse, I mean more fucked. Not necessarily worse to play, just meaner. More painful. Yeah, I haven't used Fightcade at all. I think that would be a fun little experiment for a stream sometime. Penny and I were talking about possibly doing something tomorrow, and, I'm not going to spoil what we were talking about in case plans change, or maybe they won't, and it's just a fun surprise. But, we'll see how that goes. UPS stands for Unstoppable Pretty Surface, it's true. Speaking of retro games shopping, though, that's something I've been missing for years and years. We didn't really have the monetary bandwidth, or really the energy bandwidth, to get out of the house much. So it's nice that we finally have a little bit of both. Just enough to go get out of the house, like, once a month or two, and, run by the store and see what new stock they have. The local one we have changes stock surprisingly often. And, we're actually getting another one soon, which is really neat. Looking forward to that. But, I haven't been able to do that since college. And college was around the time that I started picking up a lot of games with intent to stream them. It's where, like, half of my current library comes from. So just having the ability to go and do that again every so often it makes my heart soar. I'm finally back in the groove with things, and I'm so happy. It's nice to not be under a constant stress load all the time. Weird how that works. It's like, when the stress isn't there, you can do things. An ICBM delivering one prinny is containing one prinny is delivered to your GPS coordinates. Waiting any minute now for the missile that knows where it is because it knows where it isn't, or however that works. One of these days we gotta get you over here, Prenny. That's been a goal for the entire 5 years now that I've lived out here in this city. I don't know if I've talked about this on here or anywhere yet, but I kind of realized the other day that 5 years is the longest I've ever lived in one place. Funny that it would be in my adult life when I get to make the rules and I'm too afraid of making change. I mean, what? No, but 5 years is the longest I've ever lived in one place. Pretty much everywhere I lived as a kid, we lived there for like 3 or 4 years, or even like 1 or 2 in a couple of cases. I bounced around a lot. Prenny visit, Prenny visit, Prenny visit! Yes, please! We gotta make it happen. Waiting for the missile, ha ha ha. Sure would be funny if Prenny's exploded when thrown. Do you know something we don't, Prenny? Slurp. I gotta get the middle bedroom cleared out so that you have a bed to stay in once you get here. That's something I could probably take care of over my break. Oh, that's another thing to talk about. I'm off all week. I don't have work at all. It's nice. I've been enjoying my time doing nothing and everything at the same time. And I'll just crash on the couch. You don't want to sleep on this grody-ass couch, I promise you. Has Tetris Plus already been mentioned? Have not scrolled up. Well, it sure has. I picked it up more recently than Magical Tetris Challenge, actually. I was just talking about that. Also, hey, Puddings, welcome to the stream. Welcome one and all. I haven't been able to reach out and specifically say hi to a lot of y'all, because there's so many of you. Thank you all for showing up for this whack-ass stream. This is going to be off the fucking wall. I'm so nervous about doing voices, and I want to do the voices for the funny Disney characters, but I haven't seen enough Mickey Mouse cartoons to know what they sound like, so it's gonna be very, very scuffed. I'm excited to try it anyway, though. Honestly, there was a point in my streaming career where I just didn't read out the text on the screen at all because I didn't want to botch it up, but now I'm getting more comfortable with at least, you know, trying to give it a little personality. It's still not where I want it to be. You can thank the giant lump in my throat for that, the Adam's apple, I think. But I really want to push my limits with that more and more as we go, and there's going to be an awkward transition phase, and hopefully that's okay. This guy, I used to have to sleep on a flat spring mattress underneath my parents' stairs storeroom because they wouldn't give me a bed to use. I'll take scraunchy couch. Well, when you put it that way... Also, I'm sorry. Michael Mouse from memory. No, I'm too nervous to even fucking do that. No, it'll be fine when we actually start the game, I think, I hope. Gosh, Mickey, what the fuck? Michael Theodore Mouse. Did you know he's public domain? No, he's not. Not quite. And the trademark is not public domain, but the cartoon Steamboat Willie is, and mentioned this last time, but I considered making another stream trailer with Pentaminos replacing the characters in Steamboat Willie, but I decided against it. Sky, your voice is very pleasant. Do not undersell yourself, though dysphoria can be a bitch. A lot of it's dysphoria, yeah, but also a lot of it is just I don't have the voice training to project my voice and do silly voices. I'm still working on that. It's a work in progress. I'm glad y'all appreciate it, though. That's how we get things like, you can now play as Toad. Ow, my voice. Ow, my voice. Pudding says, I love to do the solo routine where Yoda and Goofy meet each other in a bar. What the fuck? That's gotta be fun. And he says, my bad, I didn't think you'd actually try it. No, that's the best part. That's the whole point of this opening thing that I do with the stream is to loosen me up and get me to talking so that I can do the thing when I'm actually on, you know? And I didn't actually hurt my voice too bad, it was just a little scratchy. But we're gonna stop here and switch over to the game, because we've got a video game to play, I think. Let me get it on my monitor here real quick. Alright, y'all, it's the big moment. Ready?